First question, thank you for being open to wisdom. I hope you are interested in learning what GMO, genetically modified organism, foods are about and how they affect on earth. The environment, including the lotus flowers, symbolism of Buddhism, the honeybee and all living life, and will view this video. No rush to return to me. Yeah, okay, thank you. Next question, how do people fall asleep during meditation? How do I stay conscious? In other words, you are talking about you falling asleep in meditation. And how do you stay conscious? My first question is, did you sleep last night? Now, if you didn't even sleep last night, and you're using meditation to replace your sleep, what you're doing is, okay, last night was Friday night, and you know what Friday night is all about. So you spent all your time in a bar or in a party and until 3 o'clock in the morning, and you went home and you arrived home at 4 o'clock, and then you look at the clock and you look at the calendar and say, oh, tomorrow is meditation time. Oh, if I start to sleep now, I got how many hours? I got 4 hours. Oh, it does not matter. I can sleep in meditation. You cannot do meditation unless you have ample sleep. Meditation is done in a time when you are conscious, when you're at a time when you're not tired out, but at a time that you didn't go drinking last night and you have enough sleep and you want meditation to make up for what you haven't slept last night. You cannot do that. You really have to have enough sleep in order to meditate. You have to be conscious. That's number one. Number two, even if you have enough sleep, you may fall into sleep again. You know why? Because you didn't have the right method. Let me tell you a story. I don't know if I have enough time to tell a story, but anyway, let me tell you a story. 200 years ago, say in the Qing dynasty, there was a monk. He was a senior monk, 75, senior monk, and he was meditating. At old age, it's prone to sleeping when you're meditating. So there's always dozing off in meditation, even though he had enough sleep. And then he said to himself, I cannot do this all the time. How can I practice meditation if I always dozed off in my sleep? I must gather all my efforts to improve it. You know what he did? He went into a cliff and meditated right on the edge of a cliff. So if I'm meditating on the edge of a cliff, if I dozed off, then I fall. If I fall, I'll be dead. Because 200 feet downstairs on the slope, I'm meditating on the cliff, and if I fall, I fall right down to the slope, and I'll be dead. So I should not sleep now. So he tried, and he dozed off. He said, no, I can't sleep, because he dozed off, he would kill himself. And then somehow he was so far into the trap of sleeping that he dozed off again. And boom, he fell down. In the middle, about 120 feet before touching ground, he discovered that there's somehow a big hand held him up and pushed him back to the cliff. And then he was surprised. I was falling, and how come I feel something soft, like a big palm, holding me and putting me up again? And then he looked around, and he saw a mystic. He saw a limb. He saw a guardian angel in the form of a man. The form of that man is like what in the shrine outside. Wei Tuo Pusa, the protector of Buddhism, with a sword, the protector of Buddhism. And the Zen monk said, oh, thank you very much, Venerable. You saved my life. And then all of a sudden in that Zen monk, he had a sense of superiority. He felt that there may not be anyone like me who has so much courage, and there may not be a lot of people like me who would be saved by a guardian angel. Actually, in appearance, he saved me. So he talked to the guardian angel and he said, well, I guess there isn't too many people like me who have the courage to do meditation like that and who have the honor of being saved by you, right? So I'm one of those few saints, one of these few people who are good enough for you, who's worth your saving. And then the guardian angel rebuked him and said, you should be humble. You should not have this sense of superiority. There are many, many people out there who are like you, willing to risk their life in trying to get to sainthood, willing to sacrifice everything for the sake of nirvana, willing to sacrifice everything for enlightenment. There are a lot of people like that too. And because of your lack of humbleness, I'm not going to be your protector for 500 years. For 500 years, I will not be your protector. I've been protecting you. That's why I appear. Now I would go away. I would not be your guardian angel anymore. I would go away. And he disappeared. And the Zen monk regret on it. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Well, right now my guardian angel is gone. No, I feel sorry about it. But what should I do? I should not meditate on the cliff anymore. Otherwise, I would drop and fall and be dead. And he went back to his hut. And he started meditating again. And he dozed off again. And then he said to myself, no, I don't care about my life. I want to improve. I still want to meditate on the cliff. Otherwise, I will never get enlightened. If I never get enlightened and get into the next round of life and death, next round of reincarnation, I'm wasting my time. I don't want to get into life and death, reincarnation anymore. I want to be in sainthood. I want to get to the Buddha land. So he continued to meditate in spite of the fact that he knew that his guardian angel is gone, no more there. He won't be protected, but he was still meditating. He knew that this time, if I fell, I'll be dead. But I prefer to be dead rather than like a sleeping caterpillar, never get enlightened. I prefer to be dead, you know. So he was meditating. He tried to control himself, and he would meditate. He tried to control himself, and boom, he fell again. He fell down on the cliff. But right before he touched the ground, a hand held him and pulled him up to the cliff. And he looked around. The guardian angel is still around. And then they asked, Venerable, you told me that you will not be my guardian angel for 500 years, but how come you come back again? And the guardian angel said, yes. Your thought of even sacrificing your life for the sake of anuttara samya sambuddhi, your thought of sacrificing yourself has already gone beyond 500 years. One thought is beyond 500 years. So I'm coming back. You are after 500 years now, symbolically. So that's the story. So if you always are sleepy, you always fall asleep, why don't you do something like what this monk is doing? Change your habit. Some say we choose to come to this earth with bodies to experience worldly ways and learn Buddhism. Buddhism seems to renounce being in this world to become saints in the next life. So the goal is going to beyond the constraints of the body. Is that correct? That is not correct. First of all, the first part of the question is, some say to choose to come to this earth with bodies to experience worldly ways. You said you choose to come to this world. Did you have a choice of which family you choose to be born in? You don't have a choice. Sometimes I dream that if I have a choice, that would be good. I would choose to be born in a rich family. I would choose to born into a family that the father is highly responsible for education of the kids. I would be born in the family that's perfect. You don't have a choice. You can't say you choose to come to this earth. You don't have a choice. You didn't have a choice. Why did you get born in here in this world? Your energy pull you to this world. What you have done in the past, your karmic energy pull you here. It's just like your favorable karmic energy pull you to this temple this morning to listen to some words of wisdom. You don't come without a cause. You don't come without a reason. You come with a cause according to the philosophy of causality. Because the karmic cause pull you to where you're going. You don't have a choice. That being said, I said you still have a choice. You don't have a choice for what happened in the past, because you suffer from what happened in the past, or you enjoy from what happened in the past, but you have a choice for the future. The future is in your hands. Do you want to be better? You cultivate all these causes. When you have these causes, you have the same corresponding effects. It's not God's idea that you suffer. You are the script writer of your own lifetime script. Do you want to be a good script writer? You write your own life. You write it with your hands, and you play that role with your demeanor. You play that role with whatever you can. You play that role as a criminal. You play that role as whatever the karmic energy pulls you. So you don't have a choice, but you still have a choice for the future. So we always have confidence and hope. You cannot change your past, but you can learn from the past. You cannot change it, but you can learn from it. Right? Now, so your question is, I choose to come to this world. You cannot choose to come to this world. Buddhism renounces being in this world. When you do not have a choice to come to this world, how can you say the Buddha renounced this world? You can only renounce certain things if you have for freedom not to renounce it, if you have the freedom not to come. But you don't even have that freedom. But the Buddha told you this is not the world, the ideal world to be in. The Buddha never renounced this world. The Buddha saved this world. The Buddha bring out all the facts about this world. The Buddha give you the reality of this world and help you to analyze this world so that you can save yourself getting out from there. The Buddha never renounced this world. You know what the Buddha renounced? You know what we should renounce? We should renounce our vulgarity. We should renounce our misconduct. We should renounce our jealousy, our hatred, our violence, our anger, our greediness. We should renounce all that. That's what we should renounce. And we should renounce that and promote certain things. We should promote compassion, loving kindness, joy, equanimity, peace of mind, helpfulness. We have a choice, my friends. Don't mistakenly say that Buddhism renounced the world. We Buddhists have loving kindness for the world. But loving kindness is not just words, it's actions, it's speech, it's practice, it's conduct. You're talking about kindness and compassion with words, but you never act it out with your conduct, with your words. It's empty talk. All right, that's it for this question. Next question. Could you please help me to advise a person who is dying because of liver cancer? He has a lot of anger that he cannot let go. Explain to him about karmic energy. What we suffer is what we have done in the past. The causes that we germinated in the past, which sprout into the seeds, the fruits that we enjoy now, will sprout into flowers and fruits. You reap what you sowed. Nobody give it to you. If you go through suffering in sickness and disease, probably you have inflicted a lot of pain to living beings. You always kill, you always hunt, you always fish, you kill animals for food. You never show your compassion and loving kindness to animals being killed. You continue to be a meat eater. You continue to promote killing animals for the fur, for the skin. You have not been merciful. That's why in this life, for those who are not merciful, no loving kindness, you suffer from short-lived, you suffer from sickness. Not determined by God, but determined by the natural cause of causality. It's not God that determines your fate. You yourself. If that is a God, God can help you, but He cannot be you. Your teacher can only guide you to the examination and get an A, but your teacher cannot write the examination for you. Your teacher cannot study for you. You got to do it yourself. Next question. Venerable, this is the question, is there a place where you can put the Dharma talk lessons on the temple web page to be able to go back to them? Yes. In our website, we have a lot of lectures. Get onto our website. There's hundreds of lectures that we videotape. And also, if you get onto the YouTube, get into Reverend Guan Chung, Guan, 6GNG, you will have hundreds of these lectures. And you can get onto them. I'll be slowly, gradually putting out more and more lectures. By the way, last week, there was a lady coming up to me. Probably you have seen a lady coming up to me. She's from Singapore. First time we visited the temple, and she said, Reverend Guan Chung, I saw your lectures on YouTube. That's why I come to visit you. I'm going to Seattle, but I want to stop in Vancouver for a day just to come to visit you. And I particularly like your Q&A. They help me and help a lot of my friends. Your Q&A, it's good, good, good. Continue. So there's a lot of Q&As on YouTube. Your Q&A is from impromptu answer. And my thinking is, if it is too structured, I cannot do so well. If it is impromptu, I could be doing better. You know why? Because if it is structure, I try to build structure on the structure and a structure. So a structure that takes 5 minutes, I'll take 20 minutes. So that means if I was told to build a bridge, I build a plane with a bridge, with a plane sitting on a strong bridge. But that plane is redundant. All right, next question. Thank you for explaining things so well. My lifelong search has ended in Buddhism since my refuge in Buddhism. So congratulations to you. I'm trying to improve. Many years ago, I couldn't explain things as clear as I'm doing now. And I always vowed to Buddha, I would like to find every opportunity to learn expression, to learn expressing myself. And I hope to be bestowed with that ability to explain well. And I said I would never miss a chance if somebody asked me to talk. So I'm a talker. So I like talking. And I like keep on doing that. Unless you told me to shut up. So one day, shut up, then I'll shut up. How do you help a family member suffering from cancer spiritually? Well, you explain it to him that you have liability to pay. Now, you have done certain things in the past. You sow all these causes that lead to who you are today. You can't change the past, but you can change the future. Accept the fact, accept the past misdeeds, the past wrong that you have done. Accept that you owe debts to people. You owe debts to people. You borrow a lot of money from certain people in previous life, and then you've gone through many lifetimes, and you said, and now you said, I have to repay them. It's unfair, but you owe them money. You haven't cleared your debt. You still have a lot of liability sitting in your financial statements. You only have a limited amount of assets, but you have tremendous liability. Your balance sheet is not imbalanced. Your trial balance is not in place. Your asset is not equal to liability. You have a little bit of equity, but your liability is too much. You got to repay them. You're not in balance. Your debit and credit are not in balance. And who created this debit and credit? You yourself.